Right, it's been a while since we've done this, and fair to say, there's been some goodies. So let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to bear all, as Liam from Golf Mates calls it, and play a couple of golf holes here at Woolly Park Golf Club and see what we can score. Guys, get in the comments below and let me know, what would you like to know? If you could ask me anything about golf, about this golf channel, about my off-course channel, about anything, get in the comments below and ask the question, because today we're doing a Q&A. I've put it on Twitter, I've put it on Instagram, and also if you'd like your question answering in the comments below, I'll do another one in a couple of weeks' time, because I love being transparent and open with you guys, and there's no better way to do that than a good old-fashioned Q&A. Guys, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for daily golf videos. Let's get teed off and then we'll start answering a few of these questions. Also, comment below what are we going to score for a handful of holes here at Woolly Park Golf Club. It's quite a nice January's day actually, and it's nice to be back out on the golf course. Oh, it's nice to hit a good tee shot like that on the first hole. Right, let's kick things off with Twitter, because that's always interesting. So, Twitter, the first question, Northern Gunner, favourite golf hole, also if you had to design a golf hole, what would it look like? For me, if I had to design a golf hole, it would be about 140, 150 yards par 3 over water, just because that's what I find fun. My favourite golf hole is probably the 18th at Harbour Town. I know that's totally different to what I've just described, but certainly the best one that I've played, 18th hole at Harbour Town, snuck away with a par there as well, which was fantastic. Jonathan, favourite golf hole ever, favourite golf course ever played, again, Harbour Town's got to be up there, and Kings Barnes actually. Maybe my favourite hole is the par 3 at Kings Barnes, the 15th. So I nearly had one on there as well, that was fantastic. Matt, we've had talking balls, will there be talking tees, castles, bamboo, which is best? I'm not gonna lie, Matt, they are all very, very similar. I'd never see any difference when testing different tee pegs. If you could have one pro golf game, if you could have one pro golfer's games, if you could have one pro golfer's games, who would it be? Not sure you've typed that properly, Ashley, but Rory, I'd have his game. I think it's, when it's on, it's probably as good as anyone. Chris, thoughts on the Brabazon? Love it. Very, very good golf course in summer. It does get a bit wet in winter. The facilities are a little bit dated. Yeah, totally get that. The facilities are a bit dated at the Belfry, but they are upgrading it actually. So if you, I don't know if you've been recently, but they are doing a lot of good work there. Were you at a party 20th of May 2020? Can't disclose that information. No, I wasn't. Ryan boy, who are your picks for the majors? Let's discuss this at my ball. So I'm not going to say who's going to win what, because I think that's too difficult, and if I could predict that, I'd just pile loads of money on it and then retire. I think Brooks will win one. I think Fitzy will win one. I think Shane Lowry might sneak another one. And you know what, I'd like Danny Willett to get another one, but I think, yeah, I'm going to go with those. I'm going to go for quite a heavily British contingent, and then Brooksy to get one of us as well. Look at the state of that, by the way. Oh, that I haven't cleaned them since before I went to Dubai. That is disgusting. I'll apologise for that now. Right, let's see if we can send one in here and try and stick it close. Oh, that is terrible. What is that? Bunker. I did that last time I played this hole as well. Ah, you know, when you leave yourself quite an easy approach as well, there was nothing difficult about that. Viv Wilson, you obviously had an inspiration to play tour golf. I'd like to know at what single point did you think this isn't going to happen? Quite early on, Viv, to be honest. I'm quite realistic about things. Probably when I was like 16 and people like Matt Fitzpatrick were already leaps and leaps and bounds ahead. And there's one thing that I really hate about that whole kind of situation, when people don't see it, and I'm all for chasing your dream and all for going for it, but when you see people who are like older and they're still plugging away, don't get me wrong, I love to see people succeed, but sometimes I think real life has to kick in at some point. And anyway, we're digressing. Scott Copeland, Trackman ranges are becoming increasingly popular. Yes, they are, and I'm absolutely loving them. Additional to allowing me to play St Andrews et al. What's the best way for an average golfer to practice at one of these? probably either come here to Woolley Park in the simulator and get yourself in, or go to where Chris works and jump on the Trackman range and stuff like that. I personally prefer the indoor stuff because you can kind of have a drink with your mates and some food and chill out, and it's not freezing, and you sort of see it as well on in front of you, not just on a screen. So for me, that's the best way. Guna, Log, P790 or Strixon ZX5. What a question that is. The 790 the OG, but they're hollow, aren't they? ZX5, if we're talking 770, then that might be a different question. Lad Golf, if you were given a choice, 1 year as a tour player, including playing all 4 majors but then never hit another golf ball, or make a modest living from golf until you retire. Modest living all day long. I don't even like competing, I'm not that good, to be fair. If I went and played in 4 majors, I'd just embarrass myself in every single shot that I hit, probably. And yeah, not for me, not for me. Modest living and chill out. Right, we'll try and save this up and down, and then we'll jump over to Instagram. Guys, if you don't follow me on these platforms, give me a follow if you're on there. This actually isn't too difficult if we can just sit. Oh, you know, I've been testing new wedges recently, and with new grooves, I'm adamant that would have stopped. Adamant. Right, to the gram. Okay, first question on Instagram, Rob Hutton87. Are you going to be trying out the Urquhart Golf? I'm really sorry I don't know how to pronounce that, but yes I am, because I've already spoke to the guys, so looking forward to that. That's kind of a fangled club where you can play loads of different clubs in one. How's Laura's golf getting on? Has work and the wedding been getting in the way? Martin? Yeah, it kind of has, Martin, to be fair. What kind of options should exist for people who can't commit to playing 2 to 4 hours for a round of golf? And that's from I'm really sorry, I'm not doing very well with pronunciations, am I? 9 holes, 5 holes. I'm a big fan of a good loop of 5 holes in an hour, and then getting yourself off, dropping a few balls, hitting a few putts, stuff like that. Another one, do you think adopting golf for the first time will continue at the rate it has for the past couple of years? No. Which is horrible, I know, but I don't think it will, because I think golf's been in a very good place because it's outdoors, it's fresh air, it's away from the dreaded word that I'm not going to talk about. Ryan, please review the Top Flight XL 13 package set. It's actually the best set and cheapest. Definitely will, Ryan. Get in the comments below, Ryan. Let me know where I can pick one of those up from. James94 UK, would you ever have a YouTube golf day? Rick, Peter Finch, you? I would. The guys are very, very busy, and that's something which people don't really understand. Rick's kind of obviously on a different planet now with what he's doing. Pete's very, very busy with his team as well, and I'm just kind of keeping myself to myself. I put my phone down and there's been greens treatment. That's not ideal. Jordan Smith, 3 bucket list courses you haven't played. Jordan, I can't believe that you're giving me that. I thought you might give me a spicy question. Haven't played Augusta, I haven't played Pebble, and I haven't played, I'm thinking Torrey Pines, which I'd love to play. So those 3. Jordan Smith again, what would you shoot around Augusta Monday after the event pins? About 300, Jordan, and you'd shoot about 350, I know you would. Jordan again, Jordan! Rent a Ferrari for the weekend or 36 holes at St Andrews. I'd rent the new Ferrari 4x4 that's coming out and take it up to St Andrews with you, Jordan, for 36 holes. Right, Jordan, I'm sorry, you're asking too many now. Best advice for a hacker. I see what's happening here. Top 3 independent upcoming brands. Not Axel, definitely not. Don't go and check out Axel, the link to somewhere. Top 3, Wera SM9s. I don't know, guys, that's Gary Martin, that's his personal account. Look at his hair on there, wow. Any other golf brands recent drives this year? Yes, but I can't say. Have you ever played in Ireland? I played in the Pro-Am with little Leo, what was it, the Niall Horan event, the ISPS Hander with American Golf at Galgorm Castle. That was fantastic. Right, let's get this power put out of the way. Come on. Oh, you've not hit it. You had the line as well. That's a bogey on the first. I'm too busy answering these stupid questions from Jordan. Right, next hole. H Jones 97 says, tips for someone who is scared to take golf lessons. And you know what, this is something which you're not alone there, mate. I know so many people. I'm scared to go and see a personal trainer, and it's all about, you either put yourself in a position where you're in your comfort zone, so you might do it online, you might kind of take some lessons with a friend of a friend or something, or try and get yourself out of that comfort zone and just go for it, because after your first one, you'll be absolutely fine, I promise you. Lewis, what was your first golf handicap? 28. because when I was starting out, that's basically what your first one was, and then it came down from there. You playing with Liam? I'm assuming you're meaning Liam from Golf Mates. Yes, we are. We absolutely love playing together. People think we fall out a lot, but we don't. We're very, very busy with what we're doing, and when we do get together, we have a really good laugh, as I'm sure you all see. Right, moving on. Okay, moving on. And World666 says, you playing in Scotland this year? I absolutely love playing in Scotland. It's one of my favourite things to do. Yes, I absolutely will be. Tom, have you got an Aston Martin? Tom, grow up. CMeek82, are you planning having any European Tour Pros on? I don't know. Guys, comment below. Do you enjoy that? Because I often think that if you want to watch a European Tour Pro, you'll put Sky Sports on, and that's kind of reflected in views. Me and Liam talk about this a lot. Do you play the same shafts in irons and wedges? No, I don't actually play a heavier shaft in my wedges because it helps me kind of feel different distances and things like that. Wispy10 says, 100 shots from 60 yards, you versus Chris Dennis, who would hole out the most? Well, neither of us would hole out any, so probably be a draw. I'd take him. I think I'd take him. Nathan, if you had to play one rubbish ball, top clubs, top ball, rubbish clubs, that is a fantastic question. Oh. And I think I'd go rubbish ball for no real reason, just I like clubs looking good in the bag. I'm a bit of a magpie if you didn't kind of get that from watching. Oh, there's a tee there, look. That's a Dubai Creek tee. That's my tee from the other day. Wonderful. Thought I was low on tees. Go one more before we tee off because there's some absolute crackers there. Have you tried to come with wedges? Yes, that video is on the channel. When are you doing a video on how to escape the bunker at 16th? Yes, I do need to do that. That's literally up there, actually. I might finish this video in there if we have time. Rob Hutton, you give Gaz some stick, but honestly, is he a good golfer? Honestly, Gaz, I can tell you, no, he's not. He's really not. Tips on driver. We're going to do some driver videos actually today, so that's coming up. Plans to come to Scotland? Not really. Ireland, not Scotland. I'm a 15 handicapper. What irons and driver would you recommend? Jordan, I think really it's difficult to say because you could be that handicap because you're terrible at putting. You could have kind of chipping yips. Just anything that you've kind of tried and are happy with. Make sure the shafts are the right flex and things like that. That is an outstanding tee shot. I'm going to take this tee with me now. Make sure the heads are kind of forgiving enough for you so that you're comfortable. And make sure the driver's got kind of the right loft and the right specs for you. That's really what I'd be saying there. How would Al beat you in a match? Easy, he wouldn't. Al's rubbish. If anyone ever watches Al's vlogs, I mean the vlogs are good, but his golf is terrible. Would you consider doing a series with subscribers? Yes, George, I would. Absolutely would. Kieran, would you rather have roast covered in custard or dessert covered in gravy? Kieran, that could be the weirdest question I've ever been asked, but it's got to be the roast in custard, hasn't it? I would think. And you'd be peeling it off and then eating it. Like a bush sugar trial, that really. Fat Boy Mitch, how can you improve hitting up on the driver? Get that sternum back, get that ball position forwards and work out how you can get that driver's low point pre-ball. You'll duff a few, you'll top a few, but once you get there, it'll be worthwhile. Roast covered in custard or dessert covered in gravy? What a question. Right, let's go on the YouTube community page, and guys, stay tuned because I'm aware that the next hole is actually on a temporary green, and that means it's a hole-in-one chance, I think. It makes it shorter anyway, so it's more of a chance than if it was on the actual green. Full gap wedge, does it get us on here? Not sure if it does. Anyway, let's have a look at the tube. Remember guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Look, the Golf Addicts, how do I square the face on the way down? Mine is wide open, but my path is relatively neutral. So, I think I've done a video on this before, Mark, but generally, you want to feel as though when you start your downswing with your lower body, that club face rotates with your sternum. So you see that leading edge is kind of relatively parallel to my spine angle there. Then turn the spine angle onto the ball. That's going to square it up for you. That's actually quite a good drill you can do in the mirror as well. There's mud on that ball, but we can't place it. Needs to be a good one of these as well. Oh, there is mud on it as well. Sit! Sit! Oh dear, this isn't going well. The score isn't going well, the questions are going fine. Jack Wheelhouse, what Bushnell do you use? To be honest, Jack, I don't at the minute, and that's not through not having one. It's true, I changed my bag ages ago and I keep forgetting to put one on. That's terrible. Jack again, how to hit a crossover hybrid. I try and hit them more like an iron jack. For me, if you hit down on it, you'll not top it, you'll not thin it. You might get a little divot afterwards and it should kind of just pop up nicely for you. Elanga or Rashford? I'm not going into football on here. We don't need to talk football anymore, do we? Football's done for me. All of this wonderful, luscious green to aim at. Wonderful. Oh, that one spun. That one did spin. Another great question from Gareth. How often do you get to focus on 18 holes of golf? To be honest, Gareth, not very often. You see, especially in winter, with this being a kind of full-time job, you obviously have days that you can't film because of the weather and whatnot, and I am trying my best to make the videos a bit better quality for you. So for instance, with the reviews, I'm trying to kind of do more indoor stuff and outdoor stuff in one video, so it's not just kind of trying to churn loads of videos out. I'm trying to give you the most information I can give you in one video. It seems to be working quite well, so if you are enjoying that, let me know. But that also means that I have to use the most of the daylight hours and things like that, which isn't always as easy as you might think. That's gone left so quickly, and that's 2 over par through 2 holes. I always do this when I do Q&As. Anton Sidor. Anton, what are some of your big plans for 2022? To be honest, it's entirely dependent on what happens with the country and the world. Like, I love traveling and I really want to get out there again. I want to get to the States. We're going to Las Vegas in May and I'm hoping to get some really cool content around that. I don't know. I think this year is going to be another kind of treading water year when it comes to travel and stuff like that, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just get that feeling. I don't think the powers that be want us to be free, if that makes sense. That rhymed as well. That was quite good, wasn't it? Who have we got? Simon, what's better, golf abroad in the winter or summer in the UK? Summer in the UK you can't beat it, can you? Scotland, Ireland, all those great places. Sean, is YouTube your full-time job? It isn't. YouTube's given me a lot of opportunities, and I think a lot of people think that we kind of just sit here and make a couple of videos and that's that, and I think if you did that you'd be lagging behind. I mean, business opportunities do come to us, and for me, I've got a couple of things kind of spinning which people don't need to know about, and yeah, quite happy with what I'm doing in a kind of business regard as well. So hole in one chance coming up. 2 over par through 2, and we're saying hole in one chance coming up. Isn't that absolutely wonderful? Let's jump back over to the tube. If you haven't had yours answered, it's because you probably asked it afterwards, so I will do this. I'm going to try and do this once every kind of fortnight. Oh, be good, please. This could be so good. Oh, unless that's gone long, that is outstandingly good. These feel really good, by the way, as well, just to kind of jump into. I'm really enjoying them at the moment, so yeah. Okay, a few more from YouTube community. Sean Taylor, would you consider doing a one-day Ryder Cup style event with you, Chris, Foxy Mark, against the Golf Mates crew? Absolutely, that'd be a great idea. Wouldn't fancy taking on Mr. B though, because his banter's a bit too much for me, to be fair. Martin B would love to see a group iron test with 30° 7 irons to see the correlation. Fair enough, we might do a video on that. Smithy, what's the best drill for transition? I always think towel under the arm. Just something that gets you connected on the way down. The Scottish golfer, would you ever do a James Robinson golf day up in Scotland? I've actually just booked the James Robinson golf day for here, which is the same date as last year, but maybe, yeah, if there's scope for it. David would love to see Mark Crossfield, Matt Lockie, Rory and James Robinson against the Golf Mates. Bring it on. Yeah, that would be a laugh, actually. You know, Mark and people get a bad rep, but, well, with some people, but I really enjoy spending time with them. They're all really good lads. Wayne, looking forward to you testing the Stealth irons. Funny you should say that, Wayne. That's exactly what I've just been doing. Andrew Thompson, what age did you start playing golf and what was the first course? I was 12 and it was Wortley Golf Club in Sheffield. Not including Chris or Gaz, what is your favourite other golf YouTube channel? In all honesty, I don't watch any golf YouTube because I kind of spend my life doing it. I actually watch kind of car stuff, so I follow like TGE, Archie Hamilton, Seen Through Glass, all that kind of stuff, because that for me is my kind of escape. Probably like you watching me is your escape. How are Lauren Jameson? Hope all is well. Very good, thanks Lex, very good. Can I drive an iron be a 3 replacement? Yeah, if it's 15° and the shaft's long enough, why not? Matthew Durant, best way to work out carry distances? getting a launch monitor, getting the sim here at Woolly Park, and you can do that. Gary M, most enjoyable irons you've owned? MP32s all day. We're flying through these now, aren't we? Okay, a few more. Ewan Waters, when did you decide professional golf was what you wanted to do? It was when I was working in a factory, and it was called Hesco Bastion. So we basically made kind of the bastions and gabions for Camp Bastion. I was only young, I was 18, 19, and everyone should do something they hate doing. So I remember doing 18-hour days sometimes, it was ridiculous. And I was like, nope, absolutely not. It focuses your mind on what you do want to do. So that's why I did that. Can you buy me a new driver? No. Any plans to come to America? Yes, 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 yes. I can't wait to get to America. Right, we're gonna do 3 more. Top 3 value golf courses in South Yorkshire. Here, Woolly Park, definitely. Wortley, and, oh, this is West Yorkshire actually. And probably Tankersley as well, where I did a bit of training, because that was always good value and always in good nick. Do you play golf? No, rubbish. What's up with Robinson's off course and new content? To be honest, we're going to do a bit of a recap with that, because it's hard. It's very hard to kind of keep going with the 2 channels, and I love them both. I'm just trying to figure out better content to make, because we don't see the growth on the off course channel. I think a lot of people see it as showing off, and that's not what it's supposed to be at all. It's supposed to highlight my interests away from golf, but some people are very strange, aren't they? One last one, Bruce 7. What clubs you are sent for testing? Are they returned or sitting in your garage? A lot of them are currently in the garage. Most of them do get returned. In fact, nearly all of them do get returned, to be fair. We are quite lucky that if we want something in our specs, we can generally ask for it, and being a PGA Pro, the brands will send it, which is nice. A lot of people think that it's great having all these clubs sent, but it is pretty much a loan, and a lot of the time the clubs aren't quite in the specs you would want to game, so you end up kind of sending them back regardless. Right, get in, that's a birdie, and that's 1 over par for 3 holes. Not quite what we anticipated. As I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. Give that a wipe actually. If you've enjoyed it, leave us a like, and apart from that, I'll see you at the same time tomorrow. It's about 1 o'clock UK time. Don't be late. Bye!